Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We have a brand new release today from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. Spooky to scary's in there. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about one of the EDPs that Marcus got me for Christmas, Tombstone Immaculate. It's technically a mashup of Dapper Doc and Tombstone. Here are the scent notes: gunpowder, leather and tobacco, geranium and bergamot, Lady Banksia white rose, lilac and fig, musk and desert memory.
Yeah, y'all, Lilac could be a crazy loud singer. We've got the Lilac bar from Sterling Soap on the sink right now in the bathroom, and I can smell it from here. The glory of Tombstone Immaculate is it lets that lilac be its full character, but surrounds it with so many other singers that it sits perfectly in the balance without getting too loud. And what is our soap today?
This is a brand new release, y'all. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Dragón Noir, homage to Guy Larouche, Dragón Noir, Eau de Toilette, an aromatic fougere, fresh herbs, citrus, spice, and woody depth. Dragón Noir is comfort food for your schnoz. Seriously.
Unless you're living under a rock, you've probably felt it. The world is loud. The news never sleeps. Every week brings a new fire. It seems your blood pressure is rising and rising. This release is not about chasing the chaos. It's about stepping out of it for a personal reset.
Dragón Noir is a big, familiar hug from PAA to you. It is the scent memory of simpler times, back when the future felt wide open, back when a fragrance could just be a fragrance, from a time long before news feeds, doom scrolling, and that constant noise in your pocket.
My hope is Dragón Noir is what you'll reach for when dissociation is not possible, when your nervous system needs something steady, when you want your scent to feel like home.
Dragón Noir, an homage we never thought we would do. It's true, folks. For years, we have resisted doing this scent. It just seemed like low-hanging fruit, and we were too punk rock for that, right? Besides, everyone and their mothers were offering a take on Drakkar. The argument for customers was something like, sure, everyone and their mom offer it, but not in Formula CK6. And they did have a point, but still, punk rock and stuff. Besides, it was always kind of a PAA mission to reboot more obscure classics or pricier lost scents.
However, in the last year, there seemed to be an uptick in requests for these popular scents. So much so, Fran and I found ourselves discussing the phenomenon throughout the day. In times of uncertainty and unrest, we as a species look for something to grab onto, something to ground us.
For some, it's music. For others, food. And for people like us, the schnurds, it is fragrance and a shave. So it just clicked, and wanting to use our superpowers for good and to do our part, we plucked that low-hanging fruit, tossed it into the air, and struck it out of the park. Methinks. After all, this was not about trends. This was about giving people something their nervous system already understands.
Homage to Gen X? When Dragón Noir hit its peak in the late 80s and early 90s, it was everywhere. Clubs, cars, high schools, college dorms, office elevators, date nights. It was one of the best-selling men's fragrances on the planet. For a stretch of time, it defined what men's cologne even meant. Lord knows my best friend Mike wore the hell out of it. Drakkar was his scent. Schulten's Old Spice was mine.
Aromatic, dark, clean, sharp, comforting. It was the smell of confidence for an entire generation. Dragón Noir is our tribute to that time. And it's no accident we are dropping Dragón Noir.
Across cultures and traditions, the dragon is not chaos. It is considered grounding. It represents raw, earthy energy and stability, a symbol of endurance and protection. Dragon symbolism is often tied to feeling centered in your body and steady in your mind. It shows up again and again in systems focused on resilience and regulation. For example,
somatic grounding. In therapeutic visualization, a dragon tail is used as an imagined anchor. It connects the body to the ground. It creates a sense of weight, support, and strength.
Elemental connection. Earth dragons are associated with stability, endurance, and deep connection to the natural world.
Balanced energy. In Eastern philosophy, the dragon reflects harmony. It unites opposing forces into something steady, centered, and whole.
Resilience and protection. Dragon scales are symbols of armor. They represent personal strength, nervous system safety, and the ability to withstand pressure. Rooted focus, wood and earth dragons are linked to being organized, grounded, and clear-headed.
Fun fact, a drakkar is a term for a type of Viking longship or warship originating from Old Norse words for dragon.
So it is as simple as that, Shade Cadets. Stay strong, resilient, and steadfast in these interesting times. And give 'em hell. Well, this is cool because the very first dragon I ever saw was this one at Oakland's Children's Fairyland when I was less than 5 years old, and he was very friendly looking, and if you walked up and pulled on his tongue, he greeted you and welcomed you to Fairyland and made sure you had your magic key so that you could unlock the storybooks and hear the stories all the way around. I was a nerdy book kid. And then fast forward 45 years, I'm still playing Breath of the Wild with all my dragons on Zelda, so I guess everything comes full circle.
Yep.
Y'all, let's take this one out of the box and see this new label. We have not seen anything about what this label looks like in the wild, so this is our first glimpse of it, and here's the aftershave. Thank you, Douglas and Fran, my favorite foamy paper.
I didn't see it yet. Well, what do we got?
Well, y'all, a lot of times you'll see Mr. Smythe in the background of some of his labels peeking around, letting you know some work's being done. But this time, he is taking
front and center.
stage. Look at this, y'all. There he is.
Nice. It almost looks like a Loch Ness monster kind of a thing.
Oh,
or
it's
like
a Viking
dragon tail
boat in the bottle that he's got ship in a bottle building. And then, yeah, what's the dragon doing? It's got a pointed tail.
Yeah, there's a cube. There is a goldfish.
Wait, you're
Hey.
right. It's headed into his left ear. And here is the special foamy paper that protects your aftershave in the mail. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. And here are our perfect friends ready to take us on a very draconis first impression.
Do you know anyone that wore this, or did you?
Well, the thing is, this was so ubiquitous back in the day that there is no way I'm not going to recognize this, because especially growing up in theater in the 80s, everybody would have thrown this on toward the end of rehearsal to cover up their stink. So I'm thinking I'm going to know this a little bit, but let's see what we've got when we open the lid.
And
There's
with the
pour.
little PAA lens, maybe.
Right, not a lot of vanilla going on, I don't think. All right, here we go.
Back to the 80s we go.
Well, isn't that interesting? You know, in the vague recesses of my memories, I kind of knew this was sort of a freshie.
Okay.
But I'm hit with how herby it is, y'all. This is way more sagey, way more grassy than I thought it was going to be. I really thought I was going to be opening sort of an Aqua di Gio predecessor here, but it's different. It's about half that.
All right.
It's about half the family tree of those freshies we love, Aqua di Parma, Aqua di Gio. But hold on, it is still holding on to some stuff from its history. You know what this is? Because you know what predated Dragón Noir by about 4 or 5 years? Gucci pour Homme. Now, why do we know Gucci pour Homme? Because that's the Doppelganger Continuum Series number 4. Came just before this. Y'all, this has taken all of that herby, grassy spiciness that's in Gucci pour Homme and starting to take a few very important steps toward the freshie category. That's what this is doing. This is a fabulous evolution and sort of a combination of two worlds. And yes, a very clean, soapy fougere. We have it. It is here. It is not dirty. It is not all that mossy, but somehow it is absolutely in the brute lane of things, owing a little bit of money to that cologne that came before this. And it's funny because the fougere shoulders that this is standing on are not being pulled against by the freshy scents. It's almost like they're turning them up in intensity and then using something citrus, using something sweet and fresh air ozone like to then kind of balance that out on the tops. And then that sense of soapy fougere freshness brings you back down to the bottom to start your journey again. Super uber fresh out of the shower, clean scents without using any kind of musks from like John Frum, but not completely outside of that lane. y'all. They've taken all of the syrupy sweetness out of the lemon, but they haven't made it overly dry and dapper either. The citrus is just sitting in this beautiful center lane of things, and all of those herbs and grasses are just surrounding it.
Is there stuff in there that's familiar? It's just kind of put in there differently, like layered?
Smells like the walls of my high school, exactly like the floor cleaner did, if you know what I mean. Like, that's the scent of the late 80s, y'all, somehow.
I forgot originally it's an EDT, too. It's not meant to be crazy like cologne-y.
Although, the intensity was kind of a selling point. I think that's the thing about these particular scent notes. They are very loud singers, even when turned down to EDT territory.
Okay.
And you know, I can very easily dive down and find the silvery vein of the Fougere heart in this, but that's not what it's for. It's not brute. It's not one of those from the early 70s. It's meant to use those herbs and those mosses to kind of make you feel a little dirty, so the soaps and the citruses can come around the other side and make you feel clean again. It's almost taking what they did and turning it upside down so that you do always feel fresh out of the shower. She's not a fan of oak moss. She'll be in her trailer.
How masculine is this?
Oh, that's a
whiff.
really good question. And I am in no way ready to answer it on my own, because what we've learned about fragrances since has really kind of grounded our nose in a unisex world. And I'm not entirely sure how to travel back in time and look at this through those 80s
That's what I was kind of wondering.
classes. But I think this is definitely like a Marty McFly kind of a scent. Very clean, but manly within the clean lane, trying not to smell like your grandpa kind of a thing. Definitely not an Old Spice within 1,000 miles of this. All right, take it in, put on your pith hat, and go exploring. See what you find.
Find the message in the bottle here.
Right.
Okay, it is oddly familiar. I'm not sure what the spine of this is, but it is something green to me. So it's a different herb thing. It's not, it's very fitting. It's not quite herb minty, but it approaches that line. It doesn't quite go rosemary, but it kind of approaches that line. Like there's something real about the herb that's in the middle, and it comes across as clean. So I don't know if that's more the minty stuff that's helping there, but there's other stuff around it. Like that's the center pillar for me. On the outsides, I get what you're saying. It's like a brisk citrus. It doesn't quite go all the way freshy, aquatic-y, but it kind of rides that line of adding a little brightness and zestiness that, again, just adds that clean factor. It doesn't quite go soapy for me, but it gets as close as it can as like stepping out of the shower vibes. There's something in the back of this that does have a little bit of a throwback, but it's part of the spine, so it really keeps it somehow in the statement part of this scent. I wish I could figure out what part of it is. I'm sure when we look at the actual scent notes, we'll be like, oh, duh. Like, I do get approaching a woodsy, but that's almost the cleanest part for me, is where the woods are coming through, like a bright, I don't know if it's a cedar or something, but somewhere in there, maybe even eucalyptus, I don't know. But something about that is bringing the clean, almost soapiness factor.
No, you're totally right about the eucalyptus.
Maybe?
100%. Y'all, I think the eucalyptus is what's bridging the gap between those Fougeres of the 60s and 70s and the freshies that were to come, even CK1. Smell for that eucalyptus and feel how that's taken that whole thing on a little bit of a U-turn.
I think you're right. I think that's actually where the herby kind of green side, I almost thought it could be like there was a mint in there, but maybe that's more of the eucalyptus side.
I think it's the menthol inside the eucalyptus that comes with it naturally.
There's nothing in here that's too pokey. Like sometimes when we mention Fougeres, they kind of have a lane and they get a little bossy. This doesn't. It jumps into that clean side. It's still green, but it kind of is more of a crowd-pleasing version of that somehow.
I kind of get like a silvery green color when I think about this.
I don't get like young locker room in your face like Axe commercial vibes. Like I don't get that coming through at all.
This was the Axe of the early 80s, and it's why the 80s were better than the 90s.
But there's something in it that you can see, like, the lineage of where that turned into where we are now. Like, I get how that can be considered a clean, put together, like, post-shower feel to me.
Although before any of you go off thinking this is too much in the teenage boy category, this is what, like, an upscale spa would smell like. It's got all of those beautiful woods and spices of that kind of a thing, a humidity in the air and really expensive fixtures on the tubs.
So Back to the masculine-feminine question, I do feel like this is more masculine. I would enjoy smelling this on you. There's not something in it that would make me want to use it. I'm sure there might be some other florals and something in here that are keeping it on the brighter side, but not enough that you can even pull them out or even notice them. I think my brain associates them more with the like clean woods or bright citruses than anything. I think it is in that crowd-pleasing side that I would enjoy smelling it on you, but I probably wouldn't reach for it myself, if that helps you.
But you said the right word. If I had to pick one word to describe this, it's bright. So bright, you have to wear shades. Especially if you're going to look at the scent notes and build a lather. Come along with us.
And he's even got his shades on.
See? Very, very bright future. And y'all, grab a pen and a pad of paper because here come your scent notes. We start with almost a barbershop area here with top notes of
lavender, bergamot, lemon. Hey, I was right. Rosemary and mint. I guess it is in there.
Double right, y'all. You really nailed this one down. Lemon verbena. Got it. Basil.
There's more herbs.
Which is way herbier than you think. When we first smelled our sample of basil from Perfumer's Apprentice, we were like, whoa, this is not what we thought it was. And then Artemisia. We have seen this one before. Artemisia. And then as I take a look through here, I'm a bit flummoxed because I do not see eucalyptus. But when I smell this, my nose sure goes, eucalyptus. So I'm wondering if this next scent note might be what I'm confusing for the eucalyptus. Juniper. That fabulous cold air blast. And then meeting with coriander. And then, this is cool, cinnamon. A little bit of a grounding bark under the surface. Let me see if I sense it. No.
Oh, but look at this next one. You like this one.
The spicy floral that you were sensing in the middle, meeting with jasmine.
Okay.
Fabulous accord. Our friend Angelica is in this. Wormwood. Hey, a little callback to clown fruit. And then warm herbal complexity and a bit of a floral nuance. Good luck. Starting off in the base notes is a touch of my arch nemesis.
We were warned, but oak moss. But I was not expecting this next one. Leather.
Y'all, I do not get much leather in this. I mean, I know that leather and soap can kind of be close to each other in the perfuming world. We just opened Leviathan, trust me on that one. But I'm not sensing a whole lot of leather in here. What are you getting?
You know, it might just be helping it push it more into the masculine side. Instead of going too soapy, might be that. But here's where we might have been getting more of that eucalyptus-ish stuff. We've got fir balsam and pine needles, which does have a little of that minty-ish kind of thing.
I love pine in a soap. Sandalwood. Vetiver, patchouli. This is like a parade of stars.
Cedarwood, amber, and resin.
I thought that said raisins for a second, because anything could be in this. Deep woods, earth, resin, and leathery tones anchor the scent with warmth and classic masculine depth.
I'd agree.
Lots of different things. This is like super fresh, but it's also super fougere. It's super herby, but it's floral. And it's fresh.
But back to the first sentence on their sales page, an aromatic fougere.
Right.
Fresh herbs, citrus, spice, and woody depth. That is exactly what this is. I feel like reading all those scent notes and how they merge together, I would not have known that there were that many scent notes going on in this.
And this is your new Green Ray brush from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I got you this for the wedding.
You did.
And your Haley's Artisan Fortune Teller bowl. Now, would you tell the good folks how you're going to get the soap out of that tub and into your bowl?
All right, so we have our little wax sticks that we like to use so we don't contaminate the soap here. Nice soft CK6 action. Take the soap, place it into the little grooves, and then Marcus is going to do his best to kind of carve it into all those little slumps.
I'm just going to make a thin layer of the soap here, and then she's going to pull it up onto the bristles of the brush with a little help of our Sean and Julie Memorial Bougie Spray. Oh.
Yeah, it's getting a little fresher somehow.
This is interesting. This is interesting because my brain does not put it in the fougere category, and then the other side is like, are you out of your mind? Of course it's a fougere. What else would it be?
Taking our dry brush to the soap and start going one direction, getting it onto all those little bristles, and going the other direction. And once it feels like it's not actually coming back up onto those bristles, we're going to turn the brush, and we go again.
A few moments later.
Well, and I know it's fun for people my age to go back and smell like your grandpa with a little aqua velva or Old Spice. But isn't it kind of cool to revisit your younger self if you wore Dragón Noir in high school, like half the population did, and kind of relive those memories from a first-hand perspective?
Or create new memories to attach to it now.
There you go. I could see how this and like Polo Green would have been kind of two very equal but opposite contenders.
I'm with you.
In the race for a date on Friday night.
They're still in that green kind of category, but the total opposite sides. I have to say the citruses are staying in that brisk category. There's nothing in them that's gourmandy or sweet.
And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Little Jackie Paper Whip on 3, 1, 2. Oh, it's lovely. This is such an enigma. Because as soon as I realize it's a fougere, that's all I can see. But until I do, it's a freshie.
I'm with you. It just doesn't have the sweeter sides of some of the other aquatics. So that's what's keeping it kind of like bouncing back and forth.
Right. And that's interesting too. This is definitely 2/3 to an aquatic, but it's not an aquatic.
No.
I wonder why. What's it missing?
Like I almost get coastal forest. Like there's fog in the air, but the sun's coming through the trees still, but they're like I'm in lots of the trees. So that woodsy side is coming through, but it's more the green side of the woods.
And y'all, we've had so much fun watching our Larry Shaves videos, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. We thought you might like to see what this CK6 lather looks like if you don't have it in your own shave den when it coats and covers. A moneymaker. And y'all, last night I used a PAA soap from 2023 and it functioned as beautifully as the first day we opened it. These things last for decades.
You don't have this brush. It has a different display on it, doesn't
I'm
it?
having fun with this brush. Can
I
you
can
tell?
see
It's a little
it's
floppy
got a lot of it,
in the best of ways, but it's got a nice splay and a little bit of a backbone to go along with that too. So you can really build the lather on your face.
Right. It kind of covers more surface area because it is got that floppy kind of splay.
Would you like to imbibe
I guess I should, yes.
a little? I know you didn't find this soapy, but it's so funny because my inner child really does.
Well, now I'm getting an almost approach to like an ivory soap at the back.
Yes, that's what I used growing up.
But if it could be a green bar, there's something about that. The green side's coming through.
Ivory was tallow soap back then. Huh. All right, y'all. Well, come along with us. We're going to open this splash and really relive some fun memories. Well, you know, I do keep my Doppelganger Continuum Series number 4 on hand in case of emergencies. Why don't we do a little comparison of the fougere that came right before that one with the Gucci Pour Homme Hommage. Ready? On 3, 1, 2. Oh, interesting. They're a little closer than you'd think, but that goes off into some sweeter directions.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a little more musky, a little more John Frummy, but the fougere part is definitely the same in the middle. What do you think?
Yeah, it takes it in other directions. So, like, where you wouldn't think a fougere could go. I think both of these take it in a fun direction. Yeah. That one definitely goes much sweeter to me in the citruses and even, like, florals. Right. Almost candied.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. This is more like in the forest somehow.
Yes, more natural.
Yeah.
And I'm still ignoring that there's oak moss in this.
Yes.
Because I'm not really sensing it. What do you think it is that makes some of them cloudy?
You know, I would love to know. Maybe one day we can ask Doug if we do a live again. That'll put that on our list.
I thought it was menthol, but it's not. Oh, the plug! So we get to make our little sound. This is my favorite part of the plug when it comes on the aftershaves, because sometimes, depending on the time of the year, it's a sticker. Here we go. 1, 2. Ah!
There we go.
A little bit of something there, and a little something there.
What are my clients are going to think when I'm wearing this when I go to teach?
I know, right?
They're going to be so confused.
Oh. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Interesting.
Ooh.
See, this is going a little bit more classic fougere for me now, but it's letting the parts that are approaching the freshies stick out harder above the surface. What are you getting?
That lemon is hitting me first. So I know that's part of the top note, so it's probably going to go away. But I'm curious about those other kind of the cinnamon, carnation, jasmine-y lane.
Right.
Even the wormwood that we didn't really notice earlier in the splash. I'm curious if as it dries down, it's going to come out a little more.
A few moments later.
So before it dries down, the lemon hits me more, like a bright, clean lemon. And then as it dries down, I almost get like a sour candied lemon that comes through. Like, I don't know how the lemon just morphed in front of me, but it totally did.
And here's why this is the perfect time traveling experiment, especially for today's world. It has so many things that are reminiscent of those 60s and 70s aftershaves that came before it. Your history's there. And then you can tell it's kind of reaching toward the Acqua di Gio, Acqua di Parma kind of lane of things someday, opening the door for those freshies to make an appearance somehow, a little bit of a sense of the future. And the future is fresh and clean and delightful.
It is a good scent to go along with the sales page, and the intention behind it. There's like hope in here and grounding somehow. Like it really does come across. It's probably not the scent you would assume, but for us who didn't actually wear it and smelling it, that does really fit. I like how bright this stays. There's something about it that does really feel like there's sunshine on my face. Even though we were talking about the brisk and the zesty side of this, that's where it's different for me than even going closer to a normal fougere.
Right.
To me, those are a little darker, more kind of that deep green side.
Right.
This stays much lighter.
So I love that as perfumers, when Douglas and Fran were looking over all their options as far as where they could take us to help recapture a sense of calm, a sense of peace, and a sense of going home again, this was the perfect choice. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Marcus sitting around on Saturday night when he was 7 or 8 years old with his dad watching ABC, and a cartoon of Puff the Magic Dragon is going to come on, and you're going to watch it with him. And when the part about little Jackie Paper comes on and the story starts to unfold, your dad's going to have a unique response that you never saw him have before or after. He's going to get a little tear in his eye. And you're going to know somehow that the message of that song was linked to your relationship with your dad forever, and get your own. So head over to their website at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com, or even better, do it by way of the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, which lets them know that we sent you, and it gives us back a small percentage of the sale, which we'll probably spend on soap so we can make more episodes. It's at no cost to you, and we would be grateful. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Dragón Noir, a satiating sensation in a piff hat. And after we shot the review, I kind of started doubting myself. Does this have freshy elements? Does this have fougere elements? Which one is it? And every time I go back, I'm like, it's a perfect middle-of-the-road fougere, freshy, and I think Dragón Noir were the only ones to absolutely nail the middle of that road. And I think this homage absolutely nails the excitement of everything that era did and everything it meant to us. Thank you, Douglas and Fran, for giving us this at the perfect time. And we'll be back next week for another giant surprise from PAA.
Welcome to Messages!
All right, y'all, it is that magic time to choose our lucky winner for a $25 e-gift card to Sterling Soap Company. Here is the list of names of everyone who sent us in an email. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
And here are your corresponding lucky numbers.
Ronnie S., Bruce, Andrew B., Andrew W., Ronnie P., Manny, Selena, Cole, Randy, Frank, Brian, Larry, Michael M., Simon, Matt, Mike H., Chris, and Kevin.
And here's that magic time. Alexa, give us a number between 1 and 18.
The number is 2.
2! Bruce, nice! Congratulations, my friend. We'll be reaching out today to let you know how we're going to be sending you that e-gift card.
Yeah.
And check back in our next month's giveaway, because it is for a premium soap courtesy of Chris Cullen from Katie's Bubbles. So here's a big question. Would this have gotten the attention of Sarah Vincent in high school? If a guy walks by and asks you out to the soda shop for a sandwich, would this help him out?
I don't know. I honestly am curious. I wish I could go back in time and have a real answer for you, because it's interesting. I think back when I was in high school, not many people actually wore too much stuff. Like, it was kind of more the Axe thing, or us gals had the Body Works, little body sprays.
Right.
So they were much more froofy and a little less adult. There's something in this. I think the green fougere side that does kind of make it a little bit more adult-ish than I was picturing.
Well, I'm just grateful for it, because it's proof that my generation smelled way better than whatever Axe body spray did to those poor kids in the 90s.
It's true. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell way better just watching this.